pick. See if it stops. I can see a bit of blue sky out the back there. It's just light showers at the moment, but tend to give my machine, my attachment a little jiggle just to double check it's on there correctly. Even though the alarm wasn't sounding, it can have missed that back pin. So it's always good to check yourself. So stuff it, I'm going to open this up. Try and pop it shallowly. Shallowly. Is that a word? I don't think it is. So one thing, I'll show you my technique with this. So what I like to do, don't ever try and pop with your ripper or you'll snap it, as I have before. So just try and dig down and find those tree root lines, and be careful that none of the tree roots are gonna whip out at you and compromise your windscreen or anything like that. So a bit of a hard one there. I'll just go a little bit further out and a little bit shallower and then work my way down to it. As you can see there, I think I've just split it. So we split it out there. I can feel that way now, so I've cut through the roots on that side. I'm going to try this side, see what we can do on this side. Hopefully you can see what I mean about being careful not to let any of the tree roots whip at you, because essentially you're putting a lot of pressure on a semi-elastic sort of tree root. They do spring out of the ground, and they spring pretty hard and fast like that. But if you just reduce your pressure on it as it's about to pop, you should be fine. So now I go on the other side and hit it from the other direction. I tend to have the blade at the back. Some people will disagree with me, but it's personal preference where you find the most power out of it. So now just cutting that line through on the top side. See, this is going to want to whip. See how it whipped out them? When you're too close, something like that, if you put enough pressure on it, will whip and crack your windscreen. I know from experience. So just be careful and cautious not to be too close. I'm probably a touch close now. So just going to set myself back a little bit. And you should be able to feel those tree roots. I know it sounds crazy, but you'll be able to feel it. You'll feel the pressure on the machine. You'll feel when you've snapped them and you passed them. All right, now I'll just try and get the 45s in case I've missed something, and do the same over the back side. Now the trick with these are, it's like a tooth almost. If you can picture like a wiggly tooth when you're a kid. Now what I want to do is I want to set behind it. I want to see just how firm it is. Try and just start wiggling it. Start wiggling it from all different directions, seeing where it's going to pop from. Sometimes trying to spin it a little bit really helps too, but you'll start to notice it will get looser and looser as you just work your way around trying to pop it. So it doesn't really want to pop from this side. we'll change directions and try and pop it from a different way. So now we'll go over this side, try and wiggle it towards myself, try and get it to pop. And you'll know what I mean when you see it. You see it pop and you're working on them. It will get looser and looser as you kind of are trying to pop it out of the ground. A lot of these tree roots, sometimes they have a tab root which goes straight down like a spire, like a corkscrew. So what I'm about to do here is I'm going to try and spin it. Doesn't want to spin yet, doesn't want to crack yet. Try from the other side. Trying just to find those root systems and pop it. So it's starting to wiggle at least. So there were some deep roots on this one. I think I've just got it. Now it's going to pop. Should pop pretty easily now. I feel it's almost about to come out. It's starting to wiggle more and more. So hit it from just either side. Trying to loosen it and pop. Alright, so it's about to pop. I know you probably don't believe me, but watch. Watch this. Now, it should just pop out of the ground. Now, very close. You see, it's like a big wiggly tooth now. It's starting to, yep, there we go. And we popped it. That is a successful stump removal. We haven't damaged the machine. We've popped out the stump. Now, it's not over with yet. The correct way I've always been taught to deal with a stump is to now pick all this dirt out of it. You want to pick all that dirt out of it. It's going to make it more manageable, it's going to make it easier to move around and just easier to work with. Especially if you're loading it out, you definitely want to do this little thing so you're not paying, well, the client's not paying for dirt to basically be dumped. You just want wood on it. You can see that taproot that went down. It's not quite a corkscrew, but you get what I mean. It's got a bit of a tap in, a bit of a taproot. So another way to do it is just let it drop. And that will help get rid of a lot of the material off it as well. And it's really starting to come down now. So I'm probably going to seal this hole back up straight away. And I'm probably going to close that door. So bucket's a little bit far away. I'm just going to grab the bolts until I can reach it. Drag it over towards myself. And this is probably knock-off weather now. It's gone a bit far past. Send it it back in the direction of the hole. I think biggest thing with these excavators is don't get too critical about how you're doing it, but just doing it. You know, there's so many wrong ways or right ways, and people will tell you this and that. It's whatever works the quickest for you and is the most efficient. So what I'm going to do is just send all that material back up over where I want it, and I'll show you how to sort of seal something up. It's not the most ideal conditions. Usually you do this before it started raining, but I always like to, when I'm trying to seal something up, get rid of that, I always use the bum of my bucket. I say the bum of my bucket, just the bottom of my bucket, and just lots of downward pressure. Lots of downward pressure, drag the bum along the pile. Try and pack it back in there so the water won't actually get down into the hole and create a slop heap. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to gently tap. Just going to tap it all in. Don't go crazy with your pressure, just a bit of downward tapping.